Today I'll be working on this straight edge, which is going to go to Honolulu as a thank you for some gifts that a machinist will be sending me. It's going to be, I'm just going to forge it, machine it, and let him grind it, seeing as I don't have a surface grinder. Can't really do that. The only other project I have that's forging and machining has been this. This used to be 2-inch round, had a keyway in it. I milled the keyway off so I wouldn't get cold shuts, and I began the process of hand forging this down to fit into a taper die. I guess that could be called a swage. This is the taper of an NMTB 40 tool holder, a little bit oversized in all dimensions. 4140, but I'm not going to be working on this until I get the press done. So, yeah. Sorry about the interruption. Some dogs are trying to escape. Not my dogs. Brother's dogs. And I had to throw it. Anyways, this press that needs to be cleaned up was broken. Whenever a tool was resting right here, this whole carriage moves up and down. That's where the die goes. Tool was right here and snapped that fitting off, or replaced it, but I'm not using it till I get guards around it. And I have a better mounting system for the motor and a bigger motor. That motor's a 2-horse. I'd like a 5 or really a 7.5 horse. This is a decent sized ram, 2-foot stroke. I would like to replace this because if I up the tonnage anymore, well, firstly, this came loose. These are welded on. This came loose, and yeah, if I add any more tonnage, it's just not going to go well. It'll probably buckle. It's already starting to buckle over time. So I got to replace those with solid steel. You might be thinking, well, the things that are supporting these, it's the same thing. Well, kind of, but these are supported up top. And there's a weld on the other side that goes all the way up. They have gussets on the bottom, and there's 4 of them. And I'd like to utilize all 4 so that it doesn't destroy itself. Yeah. It's in pretty sorry shape, but it's not a bad press once you clean it up. And once I get a new motor, it looks almost semi-professional. Looks far from good, but good from afar. I'll finish this, take you back whenever I'm done forging it, show you what my plans are for machining it, machine it, and then send it out. And that guy's gonna have to wait a while, sadly. I'd like to get that done, but it'll take me a month of Sundays hammering. I used my 6-pound hammer, which I can swing with relative proficiency, and I just need my dang press. I'm done forging on this little straight edge. I've ground it a little bit. I'm quite happy with it. It's not the cleanest forging in the world, but I do like it. Hidden World Forge and Machine. Got my logo on it. I've also taken an old reamer and made it into a bottle opener. These 2 are going to Precision Machine Tools, Honolulu, in Hawaii. The guy has a bunch of boxes of horizontal milling cutters, and I told him, well, I was jealous because I need to save up to buy some. And he just said, I'll send you a bunch of them because I have no use for him. He doesn't use high-speed steel. he just decided to send me some. Told me to send him some swag, but I don't have any stickers. I have no shirts or anything yet, so I figured I'd send him these as a thank you. I think he'll be quite happy with them. This little axe is going to North Dakota for a friend. Next part will be machining them on the K&T. Hello everyone, we're by the Kearney and Tracker mill at a different shop. We've got this little straight edge. It needs to be machined. I forged it out of AR 400 steel. It's going to Hawaii as a gift. I ground it a little bit just to give me some reference points. The platen on my grinder was fly cut out of AR 400 steel. I got a bunch of it for free, so I kind of use it for projects that might benefit from it. It should be relatively accurate along these points. I'm going to be using a Fullerton carbide 4-flute end mill, radius end mill. I got new old stock. I'll bring you back when I got this set up in the mill. So I have it set up to cut the relief, the back here. I decided on 20 degrees. Oh, I didn't mark it down. That could have been bad. I decided on 20 degrees. It just seems like it's the right angle, correct angle to use. I have the straight edge on a ruler, which is not the best thing. The reason it's on the ruler is to make sure these flats on the side of the straight edge are parallel with the bottom of the vise. Ruler isn't really the proper thing to use, in my opinion, and in most people's opinions. Straight edge would be better. Not a straight edge. Parallel. Sorry. Parallel would be better. I don't have any. But this here is not precision. This operation isn't precision, and therefore should be fine. Sadly, my only two options for cutting this are, they're both risky. In one direction, see if you can see, it'll either fling the part into the camera, or which is my phone, or it's going to climb mill. Now, I don't really trust this machine climb milling yet. I haven't done a lot of it. I could probably tighten the lock, x-axis lock, and keep the other two completely locked, other two axes completely locked, and see what happens. But I'm gonna do it like this. It's conventional milling. I doubt it's gonna throw the part, but there's a chance it could. So, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't think that's a good sign. Click. Tighten the device. workbench with this little straight edge, 6-inch straight edge. Everything that needs to be machined has been machined and it's been burred. Quite happy with it. I don't have a surface plate to tell truly how flat it is, but I'd say it's within definitely 5 thousandths. There's my logo on it, Emerald Forge and Machine, made out of AR400 steel. I was going to use a horizontal cutter to machine it. Let's see if I can find it here. This little guy, which probably needs to be cleaned. The man I'm sending this to commented on a photo of this cutter, saying he had boxes of them. I told him I was jealous, that I needed to save up for some, and he decided to just send me a few UPS boxes for free. So I'm going to send this to him as a thank you. He's Precision Machine Tools, Honolulu, Precision Machine Tool, machine shop, more or less, from what I can tell. If he would like to just put this on a shelf, that's fine. He can scrape it, scrap it, do whatever he wants with it. He can grind it, make it more accurate, or you can leave it as is. Up to him. Next thing I'm working on is a die. Swaging die, I guess you could call it. It's not finished yet. I had to buy a few tools to make it. This 1/2-inch end mill channel. I didn't have one that was decent. This is a carbide one, and I found it for a decent price. A dovetail cutter, which is, I think, the smallest tool I own so far. It's most delicate. 45 degree. That is the second to last operation that I need to do. Just come in and mill some dovetails. Lastly, I'm going to split it. It is a die. It is a 2-piece die. Currently 1 piece. So I bought this for a very decent price. A very fair price, in my opinion. It's still relatively sharp. I have used it once to cut like this on the workpiece. What it does is it takes these brass, I guess, stamp holders, turns them from that shape into this shape so that they can fit onto here. What this is for a hot stamping press for a local photography company. They will epoxy on a letters or numbers or stamp, more or less, and it will hot and it will press onto the foil and deposit onto the paper. It's for making those gold letters on business cards and photos, the different logos that are metallic usually. That's what these are for. That's going to be the next video. I would have gotten more footage of machining this, but up until this point it's been very boring. Drilled the holes, reamed them, little channel, squared up a piece of steel. I'll probably film the cutting of the dovetails, the splitting, and then the fitting, because this has to be a relatively, not precision fit, but a decent snug fit on these. And so I'm going to cut it oversized and just sort of work my way down to find what that sweet spot is to be able to fit onto here. It's very small, it's hard to measure, and it's easier to get a good fit just by feel versus numbers. Sort of tool and die work. Still got to make some pins, aligning pins. This is just going to go in a vise. I do have a 20-ton hydraulic press. That's a bit overkill for this, I think. So stay tuned to that. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.